Good morning, students. I am Shaila Goel, your psychology teacher. Today we are going to understand more about psychological disorders. Dear students, as you already know that DSM is the classification of disorders, and in DSM 4 there was a name given to the mood disorders, right? Under which there was major depressive disorder, mania, and bipolar disorders. Whereas in the revised DSM, that is DSM 5, major depressive disorder and bipolar disorders have been separated. There is no mania and there is no category of mood disorders. Now, to understand major depressive disorders, you should understand that at least 5 of the following symptoms have to be present during the same 2-week period, or at least one of the symptoms must be diminished interest, pleasure, or depressed mood. Now, students, you have to understand that a person may feel depressed because his joy has been broken, but it is not a symptom over there, it is a feeling of depression, right? In major depressive disorder, there is a depressed mood as well as diminished interest, and at least 5 of the following symptoms should be there to be diagnosed as major depressive disorder. First is depressed mood. For children and adolescents, this can also be irritable mood. Diminished interest or loss of pleasure in almost all activities. The person doesn't take any interest in any of the activities, and if he is participating in the activities, he doesn't feel any pleasure of doing it. Significant weight change or appetite disturbance. That means a person can increase the weight or decrease the weight, right? That it is why, because a person may reduce the diet, or because of the depression may eat too much. That is why there is a significant weight change. There is sleep disturbance also. A person may sleep very less, that is insomnia, or too much sleep can also be there, that means hypersomnia. And psychomotor agitation or retardation. That means a person is agitated, feel that everything is disturbing around him, and there can be slow in intellectual activities, and they show retardation. As such, they are not retarded people, but they show retardation in their decision making, in the problem solving, etc. There is a fatigue or loss of energy, feeling of worthlessness, diminished ability to think or concentrate. That means a person is not able to concentrate, he is not able to make the decisions, and there is a recurrent thought of death. Recurrent suicidal ideation without a specific plan, or a suicide attempt or specific plan for committing suicide. See students, this due to this suicidal tendencies, major depressive disorder and bipolar disorders have taken the world by storm. We are taking care of these cases very seriously because of the suicidal attempts that takes place due to these conditions. What are the risk factors? You have to understand that according to the genetic makeup, the people who have heredity are more into the risk factor of having major depressive disorder. Next is the age factor. In the young girls, young adulthood, the girls are at higher risk, and in the middle ages, men are at the higher risk. Whereas if we consider the gender, it also plays a major role in risk factor. Women in comparison to men are more likely to report a depressive disorder. Now, what are the situational factors? Situational factors like negative life events, lack of social support, and not able to live up to the expectation can also cause depression. So, according to the genetic makeup, heredity, age, young women and middle-aged men. Gender, women are more prone to depression as compared to men, and situational factors like negative life events, natural disasters, so lack of social support, and not able to live up to the expectations are the causes of the depression. Now, coming up to the bipolar disorders, there are three types: bipolar 1, bipolar 2, and cyclothymic disorder. Now, in this, according to WHO, suicidal tendencies are more. Now, to understand bipolar disorder, you have to understand manic behavior. What is mania? Mania is that behavior where there is an increase of activity level. A person is more euphoric, more happy, more loud, more talkative, more impulsive, right? And there is lots of involvement in the pleasurable activities. Now it is completely opposite to depression. Now in bipolar disorder, there is an alternative feeling of depression, euphoric behavior that I have explained, followed by the episodes of normal behavior too. You can't ignore that there are certain normal behavior episodes also where you will feel that a person is completely okay. Understand? So it is cyclic in nature, and there are alternative periods of mania, depression, as well as the normal period. Now in bipolar disorder, its onset age is 18 to 30 years, and mood is sometimes very elevated, sometimes very irritable according to manic. According to depressive, can be feeling of worthlessness, guilt, hopelessness, and because of this there can be anger and irritability. Whereas in the manic behavior, the speeches are very loud, poor judgment, clanging, vulgar, right? And here there is depressive mood, the speech is very less. There can be weight loss in the manic behavior, manic episode, and there can be delusions, delusion of grandeur, that I can be next prime minister, right? In manic type of behavior or episode, the person is distracted, hyperactive, and needs the sleep, and there is inappropriate dressing sense, and there are ideas that are jumping in and out of that person. In depressive, libido is less, appetite is less, there is less of energy, a person is always tired. There are more of the things to understand all the difference between the bipolar 1 and 2 and cyclothymia. Let's look into this chart. Bipolar 1 or type 1, bipolar disorder type 1, have at least one manic episode and periods of major depression. Now here manic episode is very less, whereas in bipolar disorder 2, the bipolar disorder 2 have never had full mania. They experience hypomania, that means a mild form of mania, and major depressive episodes. That means in bipolar 1, manic episodes are there, complete manic episodes. In bipolar 2, manic episodes are in a very low amount, right? They are mild form. In cyclothymia, there are at least 2 years hypomania and mild depression, which are never severe enough to classified as a full manic or depressive disorder. They are very similar, but in cyclothymia the level of the disorder is very less, but it has a continued period of 2 years. A person is feeling depressed as well as is hypomania, right? The exact cause is not known, but the combination of biochemical, genetic, and psychological factors are present. Because of these disorders, suicide is considered to be a major reason because of which we look into these disorders so carefully. Suicide is a result of a complex interface of biological, genetic, psychological, sociological, cultural, and environmental factors. You can't delete any one of the factors. See, if environmental factors are, there is a drought and a person is losing lots of money, a farmer is losing, he may commit suicide because of environmental factors. But here the cultural and the sociological factors are also there. If culturally a person feels that suicide is very bad thing, he will not commit suicide. If sociologically society is helping him out in certain ways, then he will not commit suicide. If psychologically he is not weak, then he will not commit suicide. So there are very interrelated concepts and we cannot ignore any one of them. What are the risk factors? First is depression, use of alcohol, natural disasters, if anyone has experienced violence, or if they are separated, isolated, and they want company and they don't have company, then also they can go for suicide. Suicides are preventive, and measures that are suggested by WHO are, that means limiting access to the means of suicide. You people or we people cannot get pesticides, insecticides, or any weapon so freely in the society. Why? Because they are means of suicide and we need reason to get them. If we are authorized, if we are above the legal age, and if we have a reason, then only we can get these means of suicide. Reporting of suicide by media in a responsible way. If a media reports that this person has committed suicide and it's such an act of bravery and all that, all the people will feel inspired. So the suicidal attempts should be reported very sensitively by the media. They should not be so highlighted that people are inspired to do so, right? If they think, if other people think that by suicide this person has gained something, then also they can commit suicide for the same gain, right? So drinking and drinking alcohol related policies. Now we have alcohol related policies like after 10 the alcohol will not be served, you cannot drink and drive, and other things. There is a legal age bar also for alcohol. See, these things are so that you cannot feel depressive, you don't go for negative things, and other preventive measures are there. So we should adhere to them. Early identification, treatment and care of people at risk. If we identify the people who are feeling depressed or if they are feeling manic, and if we diagnose them properly at time, then we can take care of these people, right, and reduce the risk. Training health workers in assessing and management of for suicide. See, there are ASHA workers who go door to door in the rural India. They are trained to understand the social problems, psychological problems, and the family problems also. The sarpanch can also intervene. Similarly, the people if we are going to the society, hospitals, then also they inquire about our families so that they can understand the structure in which we are living and they can help us out. Care for people who attempted suicide and providing community support. Those people who have attempted suicide should be given proper care in the society. How can we identify students in distress? First of all, there will be lack of interest, their grades will be declining, their effort in all the activities will be less, they will show misbehavior in the classroom, they can be absent for any reason or for no reason at all, right? There can be episodes of smoking, drinking and drug misuse. How can we strengthen self-esteem? See, first of all, we have to strengthen self-esteem so that a child can believe in himself, he can understand his own worth and do not attempt suicide. For that, we should highlight the positive life experiences to develop positive identity. For example, that child has scored first position in the junior classes. We can highlight that. If he has achieved some song competition, we can highlight that. Providing opportunities for development of physical, social and vocational skills, right? Establishing a trustful communication, and goals for the student should be specific, measurable, object achievable, relevant to the to be completed within the relevant time frame. Now if we make the goals that are not able to achieve, that will cause more depression. So we should make the goals that are achievable. We should have trustful communication through the psychologist, through the teachers, through the principal. Some people should be involved with the child having problems at home or with the studies to understand the height of the issues, right? I hope you have understood the importance of understanding major depressive disorder and bipolar disorders, and you will be more sensitive towards the students who are facing problems and bring them to the highlight so that teachers can also help them. Thank you, students.